Hi, I'm Marissa Radensky, and I will be presenting work done in collaboration with Downey, Kyle Lowe, Zoran Popović, and Daniel Weld on exploring the role of local and global explanations in recommender systems. Explanations have been shown to improve recommender transparency. However, despite the widespread use of local and global explanations in recommenders, there has been little investigation into their relative benefits. Local explanations describe why a recommender selected a particular recommendation. In our research paper, Recommender Semantic Sanity, local explanations show the top relevant terms for each recommendation and their weights. On the other hand, a global explanation describes how the recommender is selecting recommendations overall. For our recommender, the global explanation shows the recommendation feed's top terms and their weights. We conducted an exploratory study with the goal of investigating how people use local and global explanations in this recommender. This study and the following one involved 30 computer science researchers who received one of two treatments, local alone and global alone conditions in randomized order, or one condition with both explanations. For each condition, participants interacted with a recommendation feed for a topic of their choice and completed a survey about their experience. We focus here on the two most important hypotheses in relation to the results. One claims that among the conditions, there is a difference in how well participants can explain how the system may improve. Though insignificant with corrections, evidence from Likert-type responses suggests that local and global explanations together are better than either alone for helping users understand how the recommender can improve. Another hypothesis claims that between the conditions of local and both, there is a difference in how diverse participants want the local explanation terms to be. Indeed, we saw uncorrected evidence suggesting that users prefer less diverse local explanations when a global explanation is also available. Given that participants in the exploratory study found it easier to explain how to improve the system when they had both explanations, we moved on to a controlled user study to investigate how the two complement one another to help users understand the recommender output. We controlled for the feed topic with two preset topics selected to be broadly accessible to computer science researchers. Two hypotheses provide a framework for how the two explanation approaches may complement one another. The first is that local explanations are more useful for identifying false positive recommendations. Participants completed a corresponding task evaluating 6 recommendations for relevance. The second hypothesis states that global explanations are more useful for identifying false negatives. The corresponding task asked participants to determine how the system would order 3 unseen papers, including a false negative. The last hypothesis seeks to corroborate the previous evidence that both explanations are more helpful than either alone for understanding how to improve the recommender. The corresponding task focused on a relevant Likert-type question. Though we did not find evidence for the hypotheses, we did see for the misinformation on social media feed, uncorrected evidence suggesting differences among the conditions and how they affected efficiency in identifying false positives and negatives. We saw that participants in the both condition were slowest in completing the false positives task, and that participants in the global condition were fastest in completing the false negatives task.